If this video gets 1,000 views, I'm going to fly to Vegas and spar Sean Strickland, film it, put it on here for everyone.
Oh, 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1.
So I made the announcement yesterday. I am fighting for the Karate Combat Heavyweight title against the middleweight champion, Turbo Ross Levine. It's the fight I called for. It's the fight I wanted, and we'll see if it was a good call on my part. I have had so many comments on my last post about what they see in Ross, like I asked, and I truly appreciate it. Not only have I read every comment, I'm taking each one into consideration, because often enough, you guys see something I don't. So I truly appreciate every comment, every little bit of advice, and everything you think I should look out for while fighting this beast. Now then, my camp. I want to tell you a little bit what I'm doing to get prepared for this. I got a call from Karate Combat about 4.5 weeks prior to my fight being offered to me. And it's not a typical camp. Usually you like to get 8 weeks, but I've made a career out of taking fights whenever they offer it, and so I'm in. My cardio is good, my weight is coming down, and my strength has never been greater. That being said, I now have 4.5 weeks to get myself into prime fighting condition. I have to start taking some big blows, start giving some big blows, and really make my best attempt at becoming the heavyweight champion of Karate Combat. I love this sport, I love this organization, and I've had so much fun with just my one fight so far. This fight, I promise you all, I am going to be playing on the cage. Now, what am I doing to get ready? First off, conditioning. The one thing that really separates a camp from normal training is conditioning. Prior to me sparring today, I was at the gym, I walked on the treadmill for 30 minutes, and then I did about 20 minutes of hard conditioning. I like going with Tabata rounds, which is 1 minute on for, 1 minute exercises for 4 or 5, and then a minute rest. And then I repeat that for as many rounds as I'm gonna fight. Since this is a title fight, I'm doing that for 5 rounds. So I worked out for an hour, and then I came to sparring. Here, I really was kind of tired. I've gotten bigger, I've gotten stronger, I've gotten more powerful in this last year since I've left the UFC. And so my conditioning, it's never bad, but as I'm lifting, you've got to fuel the muscle. I'm pushing hard. I will never be tired. I made that promise to myself years ago. I will never be tired to fight again. I kicked ass this morning. It was so good. And then I come in and we do rounds. It's an hour of rounds, 3 minutes each. I'll probably, I don't know, you guys can do the math better than me, but that's probably what, 15 to 20 rounds I did this morning after I conditioned. A big difference is how much fun it is. It is so much more fun to be sparring than it is to be on a treadmill. God, I hate treadmills. I hate running. I'm willing to do it, but nah. You know, and actually, running doesn't help conditioning it. Running helps you run. Running helps you lose weight. It doesn't help conditioning. So I don't do a ton of running for conditioning. As far as weight management, I'll run my little ass off. I run a lot. I run way more than I like to talk about. And lately, I've actually switched up a little bit. I've switched to walking at inclines for extended periods of time. What do they call it? The 3 by 12 by 30. 3 miles an hour at 12% grade up, uphill, and then you spar then you do that for 30 minutes. It's difficult. I sweat a lot, and it gets my heart rate up there quite a bit. It's not conditioning, but it's a great warm-up for whatever lift or conditioning I'm going to do after. This fella in the yellow, he is one of my oldest friends. I've known him longer than I've known my wife. He actually lives with me too, and he's lived with me for most of the last 20 years. I went to college, he came up, started fighting with me, fighting alongside of me. We moved to California, he came out and fought alongside of me. He's fought in Bellator, he's fought in King of the Cage, he's won all of them. He's a world champion of Smash Global. This is Jordan I'm Gonna Winsky. He's one of my best friends. Now I'm quite a bit bigger than he is, but it's so funny. I spar with people that are not him, people that are not pros like he is, and I can goof around. I can get away with a lot. When I'm sparring with Jordan here, if ever I goof around, he takes full advantage of it. The dude has hurt me so many times. First time I've ever truly been choked out was him with a Go-Go Plata a million years ago. Anyways, back to camp. So after my conditioning this morning, I came in, I put my Karate Combat gi on, I got my black belt on, and I started sparring. I knew I was going to be tired. I knew it was going to be a lot of hard work. I knew it was going to be more than most people are doing, but that's how you become the best. You have to do stuff when you think your opponent is not. I know Turbo Ross. He has not been fighting almost as long as me, but he's been fighting for a while. And I know he's as professional as they come. So I have to do more. This morning I put in about 3 hours of work. I'm going to put in another 2 or 3 hours this evening. Right now I'm actually sitting in my food truck, food fight truck on Instagram and Twitter and all that. But I'm sitting in my food truck. It's a little bit slow, so I figured I'd film this and tell you guys what I'm doing. Now my weight is coming down. I'm under 230 right now. I have to make 205 because it is a championship fight, and I'm going to make that. I know there's a lot of rumors going around that I was powering up right there. I know there's a lot of rumors going around that my last fight I grabbed the towel as I was making weight. And to all of those, I don't know, rumor spreaders, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember doing that, so it probably didn't happen. Now I got Jordan down with a beautiful kick. That means I get 5 seconds. And since I'm the referee and judge, I get to count those 5 seconds. I get to stay there as long as I want. Then he gets back up and the match is back on. It was a hell of a kick. You rewatch that. I got him pretty good. The little calf kicks are just money. So, I'm fighting Turbo Ross. He is 4-0 in Karate Combat. I am 1-0 in Karate Combat. Turbo Ross has, I think, of his 4 wins, I believe 3 of them are knockouts or TKOs at the very least. And then he's got a decision in there also. He is one of the most violent fighters I've seen. If you watch, he was fighting a guy by the name of Igor. He gets Igor against the cage, boom, hits him square in the chin, and then immediately, and I say cage, I mean pit wall, immediately throws this axe kick from hell. Like he was trying to kill him with this axe kick. It was so cool. I've watched that clip so many times. I'm just in admiration of how looking for the kill he was. Oh, and this man's sparring me right now. He is a black belt and has been for years. He gives me some good rounds. He's just smooth. Some of these traditional martial artists, and I started in traditional martial arts, but I spent most of my career in MMA, as you know. But these guys that have not done the MMA nearly as much as me, they are so smooth when it's just standing. He comes from angles, and they're fast. That's something I have to overcome with Turbo Ross. So he's in here giving me the best look he can. He switches stances a lot. He's throwing kicks from strange angles. He throws these axe kicks where he comes up and just pulls them right over my collarbone. It's just money. You see? That lead leg hook kick to the face. It's a hard kick to do. MMA guys don't do that. Traditional combat sport guys do. And I didn't slip on one of those punches. Hey, and my excuse, I'm tired. I conditioned already. In the next week of my camp, after I'm done with Thanksgiving, I am going to be going out to Las Vegas. I'm going to be sparring with Sean Strickland and Chris Curtis and maybe Francis Nagano. I'm going to film everything, assuming this video gets 1,000 views, so keep likes and comments going, kiddos. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I walk away the heavyweight champion of Karate Combat. I will also make my way to Southern California, where my Team Quest is, where I will get to spar with Dan Henderson and Jeff Creighton and Dominic Reyes, and I will have a whole blast of a time doing that too. So right now my home gym is Guardian MMA in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and then I also work out and coach at Checkmat in both Mount Juliet and Gallatin, but those are just jiu-jitsu schools for the most part. And then my good friend Tom Galicchio has Militia MMA down in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It is a fantastic fight team that I've been proud to be coaching for since day one of moving to Tennessee. Tom has been a good friend of mine for years now. Man, we're going on better than 10 years. He stood up with me at my wedding. And like I always say, if any of you out there ever want to spar with me, ever want to have some fun with me, come on down. I'm close to Nashville. You can spar with me and go, line dancing later in the day if you want to. I'm very friendly. I'm the easiest sparrer ever to go. I'm very controlled. I know how big I am and I know how hard I hit, so I'm very, very capable of not hurting you while letting you try and hurt me. But now, if any of you get the opportunity to spar Sean Strickland, don't take that. That would be a terrible idea. This is one of my youngest pupils. He just turned 21. Jagger is his name. Possibly Jaeger. He won't tell me if the J is silent or hard J. But dude's an electrical engineer or something, a welder. He does something where he could retire at age 40 and be a millionaire. It's a fantastic job. But he's got this desire to fight. He's very talented. He's got some of those cool traditional karate kicks, and he's stronger than you'd think. Like, he's gotten a hold of me more than once and lifted me. He's fast. The problem I have with fast fighters is I'm not one. I am a slow, methodical fighter. So I have to be able to coach him in a way that helps suit a fast guy. He's been working his jab, working that foot movement. We're still working on him backing out, not in a straight line, getting in and then circling out. He likes returning fire, and he has got a cross. Like, sometimes I'll pressure him more than I probably should, and he comes over the top with this big old hooking overhand Chuck Liddell kind of cross, and it's just incredible. And the control he has with his foot, he has none. He just throws it up there and it hits real hard. But the ease in which he can, there is that hook. The ease in which he can throw it up there is a very useful tool. I do not have that tool. I'm working on it. My traditional Kenpo karate background is coming back to me, especially the more I'm drilling the bladed stance so I can check kicks a little more easily. But Jagger here, he has no problems with it. He just pops it up there, he attacks that leg, and circles out. Coming in with that big jab, that overhand right, and then a kick again. So thank you guys for watching this sparring episode of Smile and Sam. I'm sorry my wife didn't make an appearance today. We had a food truck thing. Like I said, I'm there right now, and she had to cook for everything. So she didn't get to come in and beat me up. But next week she should be, and I'll make sure to post all the videos of her sparring me. You know, I broke her nose earlier this year. Like, she came in and I jabbed and I hit her way harder than I meant to. She more headbutted me than I punched her. But yeah, we had a surgery. She was unconscious for a while. I mean, not after I hit her, but with the surgery. And I filmed everything. I'm going to post that eventually, but it was like a week after Dana White slapped his wife, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to not post this for a while. But thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for helping getting me monetized on YouTube. I truly appreciate it. And tell me in the comments, what do you think I need to work more on? I'm listening to everything you wrote in my last post. I'm looking forward to listening this time too.